We ended up moving to California to start a cosmetic brand, Wholesale.
Totally thought we were going to be the next Kylie Cosmetic.
Yeah. We failed miserably.
How did you come to the decision to close down beauty and focus on apparel?
In the height of her breakup with Tyler, Cameron Gigi Hadid came downstairs in a full paparazzi moment, head to toe in Wholesale. The brand took off. The first year we did $250K in rev. Then the following year we did $5 million.
We were having a meeting, I'm pretty sure that day, about like closing up shop.
For people who want an amazing mentor, how do you make that happen?
We weren't searching for
somebody.
My goal, and yours as well, and meeting new people was never like, oh, we need to do this to network. Just should happen as an ebb and flow of you just being a good human being and wanting to meet good people.
Is Wholesale still fully bootstrapped?
Last year was our first year we got offers to somebody who wanted to buy us.
Is the plan to sell the business one day?
I don't know.
Yeah.
For the right price.
Yeah, that's everything you do is so buzzy and hype.
We drop 11 out of 12 months, a little over 30 SKUs per drop. Cancel culture is so real.
It's just great when you do collaborate with somebody who feels organic and natural to the brand.
Can you rattle off some other celebs that have worn the brand?
Dua Lipa,
Bella Hadid, Kim Kardashian, Kylie, Zendaya,
Amanda Batula, Jessica Alba.
Hey business besties, welcome back to Female Founder World. It's Jasmine, I'm the host of the show, and today I'm chatting with Tori and Leah, the co-founders of Wholesale. Well,
hi, what an intro.
Wanting to talk to you guys for a while.
Yay.
I'm so happy to be here.
So glad we locked this in. So I'm in LA, I'm speaking with a bunch of founders, but you guys are probably one of the highlights, one of the people I really want to talk to. Totally.
So
I'm blushing. Seriously, flattered.
For people that don't know Wholesale, what are you guys creating?
We create sweats and all comfort clothes that you could possibly imagine. And it's not just wearing sweats. It's like wearing your heart on your sleeve. But I will say there are a lot of brands now that have come out kind of with that same type of feeling, meaning, structure. And I feel like we were the first to do it.
We were.
Not to pat myself on the back.
Yes.
You're too pregnant for this chair. Okay, you guys launched in 2018.
Yes.
But you launched as a beauty brand.
Yes. Yeah. We failed miserably. I think there's something so special about people who actually talk about their failures in general, and our failure was pretty big.
Yep.
Do you want to get into it first?
Well, we totally thought we were going to be the next Kylie Cosmetics, I swear. And we're both from Wayne, Pennsylvania. And so I don't know where our minds went, but we totally believed in our product and the brand. And I also think that's probably another reason why we are here today, because when we were failing in makeup, we kind of like also had each other to bounce off of. I also don't know how people do it alone. It must be really tough.
We had seen each other go through some pretty crazy ups and downs in relationships. Leah and I have known each other since we've been 12 years old, and we're 31 now. So we've been close friends for a long time now. Yeah. And getting out of college, we had both separate jobs. I had moved back home from Arizona. She was in New York, and we got drunk one night in New York City. I was already doing manufacturing, white label for different cosmetic brands. And I was like, Wholesale was always just something we said.
Yeah,
we'd get drunk. It would be like you're drunk with your best friends, getting ready, screaming to the streets, Wholesale, seeing each other go through crazy relationships. And, you know, it was St. Patrick's Day, and
we were like, let's do something with this.
Yeah. Long story short, we ended up moving to California to start a cosmetic brand, Wholesale. And we based our structure off of Pat McGrath and Jerry Lorenzo. If you guys don't know Jerry Lorenzo's brand, it's called Fear of God. And basically he started with one SKU item, which was a hoodie. And he had a hoodie like starting out for a few years. And his company now is huge. I mean, he's gigantic. Pat McGrath, she's amazing in makeup. She actually had a couple merch pieces, and I had realized that they had sold out. I was like, this is such a good idea. Let's pair the makeup with clothing, because you can go anywhere to a store. I'm wearing red nail polish right now, right? You can just go buy red. You don't really need to know, oh, is that OPI? Is that Essie? Is that L'Oreal? Like, what are you wearing? It's more so, oh, it's just a color. So I think there's a difference between cosmetics versus apparel, obviously.
Well, it's also funny because our two pieces of apparel that we first launched with were very much like representations of like the both of us. I remember like we had one hoodie where it had a quote on the back. I can never remember it fully, but essentially it's like, if you love somebody, you can love them enough to walk away and still know your worth. So that was one of them. It's called the denim hoodie. It still like remains one of our top sellers. And then the other one said, what are you going to do without him on the front? And on the back, it said, whatever I want. So people really loved those. And I'll never forget the first time we ever even got our first DM about the clothes. It was from Mingley Simmons, and shout out to her because we're still good friends with her today. But we were like, like
freaking out.
So how did you come to the decision to close down beauty and focus on apparel?
So we failed. We put every bit of trust into the wrong people. Coming from Wayne, Pennsylvania, we totally, had our asses handed to us. Oh, can I cuss on this?
Yeah.
Okay, had our asses handed to us when we got out here. And we had borrowed money from friends and family to start. So we were like completely out of funds after kind of creating our own makeup line, essentially, with these few pieces of merch. And we were just shipping at that point to anyone, like any gifting we possibly could, in hopes that it would reach someone someday.
Mhm.
And in the height of her breakup with Tyler Cameron, Gigi Hadid came downstairs in a full paparazzi moment, head to toe in Boys Lie. And the brand just took off. And like, by took off, I mean, the first year we did 250K in rev. And then the following year, we did 5 million. So we needed to learn how to scale really, really quickly.
Wow. How did Gigi Hadid find out about the brand?
So I went to ASU in Arizona, and it's kind of such a great territory because you have access to Los Angeles, you have access to Vegas, you have access to Palm Springs. So I'd meet all these people when I went to concerts like Coachella. And I became friends with people who would have friends of someone else who was friends of someone else. And at that point, we were kind of just reaching out to close friends of both of ours, where I was like, look, you don't have to vouch for me. I know you're friends with this person, or you know someone. If you can just get me an address, I'm just going to kind of like blindly ship this gift. And if they love it, they'll wear it. And if they don't, like, maybe this life isn't for us. I don't know. And
which I also want to say, at this point in time, we would never blindly ever ship something because we want to make sure we don't want to be wasteful, but it worked for us at the time. And because of that connection that you have, like when we were also shipping the makeup, we were shipping the clothing. So when Gigi got our box at some point, she got both, but she decided to wear the clothes. And so that's kind of when we knew like we needed to switch. Also, what's funny about that story is we were having a meeting, I'm pretty sure that day, about like closing up shop. And then she literally, there's an US Us magazine or something came out with it.
I don't know if it was Us magazine. I
forget what it was, but we were like, what? Like,
yeah, it was just insane. I think it was Daily Mail, actually.
It was probably Daily Mail, but it was during the meeting that we were like, we have to end this business. And then that happened.
In the middle of
the universe.
Yeah, it was insane. It was really insane. So after that, COVID hit, and we really had to figure out how to rescale our business properly, where it couldn't just be the two of us figuring out like, oh, like this is for Urban Outfitters, this is for Revolve, this is for...
So those first 2 years were just the two of you?
Yeah. And an assistant.
Got into Urban Outfitters and Revolve in the beginning.
So speaking of people that we hired for help that we relied on that kind of took advantage, and I actually will say with this company who we had worked with, it was almost like we helped each other mutually. So they didn't take full advantage to start out. So we got lucky there. And I think they had known our brand would have been in like a high demand, because after that Gigi moment, again, we didn't realize the effect and impact that would have on our business. And they saw that firsthand. So they were the first people to kind of come in and swoop us up.
Mm-hmm. It's hard too when you do get into wholesale, and what a lot of people probably don't know is that you could send out like 100 blind emails a day, or you could call as many people that you can find numbers on LinkedIn. But like, if you don't have that connection or like that status, like
someone to put their foot in the door for you, to open up the conversation and bridge it for you, you really can't get into those stores unless if somehow, I know that Ariana Maddox, in the height of Scandival, a Bravo moment, she had worn Boys Lie to the reunion, and that added a shift to retailers being like, I'm a super Bravo fan. Oh my God, I can't believe Ariana wore this. Can we please get you in our store? So that was like a huge change. But
Nordstrom emailed us directly after seeing Ariana in it, saying, I saw Ariana walking in this. We want to bring you in stores. So that was like kind of like the first reach out that we actually got at that time.
That was huge.
That was huge, a huge retailer.
Yeah.
But it is hard to get started. You need to have somebody that knows what they're doing and has already probably built connections somehow and like is trusted, so they can vouch for your brand, and like the buyer will actually trust them, because we were so small at the time.
And also people don't realize too, it's better to go D2C, because when you go to have to pack out orders, for instance, for like a Revolve or a Nordstrom, they come with so many compliance regulations, as well as like you have to produce tags for it. You have to have all these pack out pieces that go to the manufacturer. And by the way, or not manufacturer, that go to the retailer, you have to front all the money firsthand for the manufacturing. And it doesn't mean that the day that the the retailer gets it, it's actually received to their warehouse. So
this is so important to say. It's like you might not get paid for months.
Yeah, like I would always stick to net 30 terms for anyone starting out a business and getting into a retail store. Like don't allow it to exceed that net 30-day period. And the reason being is like, for instance, we could deliver something to Revolve today, but they might actually not receive it internally with their machines or with their computers until like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's usually 2 weeks.
So it might actually not technically be like net 45, even though it's net 30 or net 60. Like,
wow.
They get deliveries every day, and we're a small brand and they're a huge retailer store. I also think boutiques are great to work with and you have a bigger margin there. So I'd recommend going smaller before you go bigger and kind of taking those stepping stones. We had to acclimate really, really quickly.
What does your retail strategy look like now? Are you focused on D2C or are you still in a lot of retail? Where are you looking?
We're 60-40. So we're majority direct to consumer versus wholesale. Almost actually 70-30, I'd say.
This year it's been really, really heavy D2C, which is great for our margins and great for the business. So we actually kind of prefer that. But we also enjoy like obviously being in Revolve, Nordstrom, Urban Outfitters.
We love our partnerships, but I think for us, it shows that there's value in the actual core of who the business is and what it is. And at boyslieofficial.com, not just searching something like on Revolve or, those businesses help us greatly and we love them and we love working with them. But knowing where home is and knowing that that's your home base and that it's so great to have those pillars, but you can still lift yourself up on your own is so crucial.
Hearing your story, especially those like first few years, one of the ways it sounds like you really got traction was through celebrity placements and celebrity marketing.
Yeah.
And I'm really curious about how that's evolved over the last, are you guys 7 years in? Is that right?
I believe so.
I think this is our 7th.
Yeah.
Okay. How that's evolved over the last 7 years and what you're doing now to work with celebs. Like, are they just coming to you now or are you still actively like pitching? Like what's the setup?
So something I think that's so special about our brand in particular is that we don't have any ambassador programs, meaning like we don't have any hashtag Boys Lie partnership, whatever it is. We do a lot of reach out internally and we do receive a lot of reach out. So that's really exciting, whether that be from stylists of them reaching out to us directly, or I know we saw randomly someone from Cat's Eye was wearing Boys Lie, for instance, in a music video. We just recently saw that and we were like, oh my God, how did they get our stuff? Like, we don't even know. Trisha Paytas recently purchased from our store. We saw her wearing our stuff and we were like, how did she get our stuff? Oh my God. And then
same with Megan Fox.
Oh yeah, Megan Fox also love her.
Yeah, we were like Megan Fox bought from our store. Like what? But we have really good relationships too with like the people that have consistently been in our DMs, whether that be celebrities or influencers. But we still do our best to like actively reach out to people that we think would be a great fit for the brand. I would say it's like 50-50.
Yeah. I just love that because it's not an ambassador program. People are like in the true means of organic and being authentic to who and what Boys Lie is. They're truly wearing it because they enjoy it. And that's something that I feel like that's why the direct to consumer is so powerful.
Can you rattle off some other celebs that have worn the brand?
Oh my gosh, Ariana Grande,
Dua Lipa,
Bella Hadid.
Yep. Gigi, as we said, was just recently wearing it.
Kim Kardashian, Kylie, Zendaya.
Wow.
We have a whole list.
Is that just wild? Are you just used to it now?
I don't think we'll ever get used to it. I think it's always going to... Oh, Jessica Alba was another person who
I love her. She's a huge fan.
I don't think we'll ever get used to it. I think now it's just something that's so exciting and it's always going to be very, very exciting. But I feel like it's always going to make our day. It's never going to be like, oh, like we don't care.
It's very cool to see. And it's like such a wide range of celebrities. Like it's not just like your actors and your actresses are like a Kardashian. It's like we have these huge Bravo celebs too, Bravo celebrities that I adore and love. And honestly, I love the Bravo Labs.
Same.
And do you still see, I feel like the landscape has like changed a bit, but do you still see a big lift in sales or traffic when celebs wear the brand? Or is it like certain people that drive it? What's the lesson?
It's certain people. And Leah and I had to learn this actually in the beginning is it doesn't matter how many followers you have. It doesn't mean someone has buying power. And that's something that's we're super particular about when it comes to gifting. Someone who's super special and like who I hold near and dear to my heart in regards to Boys Lie is Alex Earl. And she actually worked in a retail store that carried our stuff, a small boutique. And we met her at the People's Choice Awards in person. And she's like, you don't understand, like, I worked at this small boutique in Miami and I would spend every paycheck I had on Boys Lion. She's like, I'll forever be a fan because of that. And
Wow.
I think it's truly just...
Well, it's also interesting because like you're saying, we don't pay, like we don't have a brand ambassador program. So like there's really no technically direct way to track like what celebrities are making an impact. But even Amanda Batula,
You
like
can
last
see when
season,
someone wears it, there's a shift.
She wore like a set from like 2022 or something in the last season of Summer House. And our COO texts us the next day. He's like, we just sold out of this set from like 2022. What happened? We're like, Amanda Batula wore it. And that's all it took, which was really crazy. But she's another person, I think.
Yeah, she sold out of our skirt in like one day after wearing it on Summer House. So there are certain Bravo celebrities, or I mean, I consider Alex Earl an A-list celebrity at this point. She's on Dancing with the Stars. But certain celebrities that will wear it and you see a direct, instant return. And it's so gratifying. Like you just feel validated in every which way of being like, it's not just me that loves this brand as much as me. It's like, thank God someone else loves it as much as I do too.
When you look at the other things that you're doing really intentionally to grow this business and get this traction, like what else do you think is really working? And from the lens of like someone who is listening and wants to build a brand that like has the success that you guys have had, what are those things that you're doing?
Truly, like the most important thing is just expect to fail every day, and that you'll have so many failures and you'll make so many mistakes. And if you don't make the same mistakes twice, and you constantly know, like, I can't continue on working this way, I need to change something in order to adapt and evolve, that's such a crucial part of success, in my opinion. And if there's a will, there truly is a way. Like, we started a makeup, we failed, we almost shut down, we were working 2 jobs. It was crazy.
It was crazy. And I will say this might not work for everybody, and everybody might not want to do this, but Tori and I are very face forward with the brand, and we always have been. And so even in the beginning, when we were pivoting to clothing, obviously there was like manufacturing delays, like the world shut down. So we were also really open and honest with our customers. So like if we were late on a product or something wasn't able to ship when we said it was going to ship, we'd also get on our Instagram and be like, hey guys, we just want to let you know, here's exactly what's happening. Here's exactly why. And we were really honest with everybody. And I do feel like from the beginning that did play a big role in
there's not a corporate constructive way of like a narrative that was just, oh, this is the same response, and it's like robotic.
No PR training at that point.
Yeah, no PR training
just
at
telling
all.
the truth. And I think that really
But
helped.
that even came to like customer service emails. And I remember in the beginning, I mean, we were responding to each one the best that we could and being honest, being like, hey, we're 2 girls just kind of like figuring it out. But I promise you, we want your order to get to you as bad as you want the order. Like, we're dying for it to get to you.
Yeah.
And their customers really respected that. Sometimes you'll get the occasional that are still upset, but we try our best to be completely open and honest and tell them exactly what's going on.
Look, and if it's a physical product you're selling, like hold low inventory. When we first started, we made it more of a pre-order structure. So we made enough samples to do the shipping for gifting as well as do photo shoot. And we held on to that. Our customers waited. Like just because in today's era, people are used to like, oh, the Amazon Prime up thing. They will also wait for a product that they really, really, really want.
Yeah.
And I think there's so much pressure, and I think that content is so consumable that people just envision it constantly being something that you need to be accessible instantly. That's actually not true. There's like a huge misconception of that between product to delivery.
That's so interesting. I want to talk about, you mentioned before about being really forward facing, and I want to talk about this with you both because it's so true. Very forward facing founders. I'm sure there's like good and bad that comes with that.
Yes. Sure is.
Absolutely.
Talk me through how you feel about that now. Again, like 7 years in, platforms have changed as well. I feel like probably when you started, it wasn't quite the same as the virality that you get now on like TikTok. And how has that experience shaped how you feel about being a business owner? And is it something that you would like genuinely recommend to other people?
Well, it puts you in a very vulnerable place too, because not only are you the founder of the business, but you are also going to be like face forward, the one to blame for everything, which I think we both signed ourselves up for and that we knew. I don't think it's for everybody, that's for sure. But there was also a shift in our business where we started very face forward, and then we started being more behind the scenes where we were hiring models to shoot our clothes and we weren't even in the shoots.
We had to learn how to scale. So like there was a piece where in the beginning, you know, we were on Instagram every Friday, ask us anything, ask us about the business, whatever it is. What do you want to see? All the things. And like that had to slow down for us to pick up a role on the back end to say, like, we're in the trenches here and we need to bring a team of people that we trust into what we're doing. And that took a second. And like that following year after the 5 million, we did about 5.5 because we had cut off doing having a wholesale partner at that point. Leah was rebuilding all these relationships with these wholesale companies that had been working with, all these different retailers. I'm mainly focused in design and direct to consumer facing. So also not just producing a good that was direct to consumer focused, but one that was wholesale geared as well. Explaining our top sellers, forecasting sales, like those were all things that we needed to evolve and adapt to understand our business on a high scaling level as to like how to grow. Yeah. So I think being face forward, it does come with things that aren't pleasant, and it comes with things that are actually really, really rewarding. We model for the brand still to this day. Like I love that piece to it. It shows that, you know, we love what we do. We put a lot of care on what we do. I still design for the brand. And I don't imagine that changing anytime soon. But, you know, if there's a will, there's a way. And I need to like harp on that because, like you said, this isn't for the faint of the heart. Not everyone can do it. And if everyone could do it, they would.
Yeah. And if it's not for everybody to be forward facing, but if you don't want to do it, I would recommend like at least having somebody that like fits exactly what you're looking to sell. And I think for that, obviously it's us, but like look at Skims, right? Like Kim Kardashian is the face of the brand, and look at what she's doing, but she's also Kim Kardashian. I think a lot of these other brands too, like Dairy Boy, like Paige Lorenz is also.
I don't even know if it's like full face forwarding or if the brand just needs some sort of personification. So like for us, Boys Lie is so personified, especially now that we have this branch of our own podcast where we have, you know, people submit their stories and we're reading their stories and sharing experiences on the podcast. That builds an added piece to the community that we already had. And I think that is such a pillar of personifying our brand and its narrative. And I think that if other brands carry that with them, that's something that's so crucial in today's world because so many people care about these experiences that they have with what they're wearing or what they're doing on a day-to-day basis. Even if you're not making like high impact in the big world, it makes you feel good. It makes you feel like you're doing something for yourself.
How have you both been up-leveling and growing as leaders and founders? Listening to you talk about those early days of just the two of you and like you're trying to figure this out, and now you've built this business. That how many team members did you say you have?
I think
how many children do we have?
13, 14.
13,
yeah.
And you are like so much more visible and the revenue's been growing. And I don't know, like to me, that takes a lot of like personal growth as a human.
Thank you.
To be able to do that. Yeah. And I do think that often it's like if the business can't outgrow a founder. And so I want to know what you've been doing, if anything, or if it's just been like learning on the job and building confidence in yourself that way.
I think it's both. I mean, personally, like I have been seeing a therapist for like 2-ish years now. And that's also really been helpful for me to like mentally, like honestly decompress every week and like kind of get everything that I'm feeling like out of my body and out of my system. And just like, because being a founder, obviously it's difficult. But I think working with Tori and like have known her for so long and being together all the time, it's it's also very extremely rewarding. And I really don't think that we would ever be here if it weren't for that trust and that bond. But we also like kind of lift each other up and learn from each other every day, which not everybody gets to have.
Yeah.
I would like harp on that too. I'd say it's more so being so willingly vulnerable. And that means like not just, you know, between Leah and I, but with our entire team, and having empathy if like, I'll give you an example. What I've realized is that, you know, there's certain weeks, oh my God, if one of our employees watches this, I'll cry. But there's certain weeks where one of our employees will be like, Tori, I'm like really struggling today. And I think I need to work from home. And actually I see the work being more effective and efficient by them having that one allowance of the work home day. Versus me being like, no, you need to be. Yeah. And like, versus me being like, this is a corporate dominant structure.
Yeah.
I think the world isn't able to fully function on that corporate level in certain businesses anymore. I do believe in a corporate structure, by the way, just so that people are very well aware. I do believe in that. It's just with our business in particular, it has to be tailored to be a little bit more rounded to evolve into what we want to be in the future. And I say with each employee I have a different personality for each one of them.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say.
You talk to each person differently in general in your life. I talk to my mom different than I would my dad. And I think it goes the same with having a team. And your team is there to support you. You're on the same team, even though people have different opinions. And it's important you hear each one, even though you may not agree with them.
Do you guys work with the business coach at all?
No.
I have someone great for you.
Honestly, that'd be great.
If you want them,
we need a mentor.
We are each other's coaches. No, we have a great mentor right now. We have a couple of them.
Yeah.
One of them, she's amazing. And anyone who's listening to this, you should look her up. Her name's Jody Gerson. She grew up in the same town we did. She went to actually my alma mater, Baldwin, as a high school. And now she's the CEO of Universal Music Records. And she's
amazing.
Outstanding. I can't give her any more praise than I already do. I call her mom sometimes. I text her yesterday and I was like, hey, it's us, your kids.
I want to be just like her when I grow up.
No, literally, I aspire to be like her. And if anybody's interested, definitely look at her backstory. She is unbelievable.
Okay, how did you land her as a mentor? And for people who want an amazing mentor, how do you make that happen?
Oh God, Julian's gonna kill me.
I know.
The person who is an agent of Megan Maroney, I have a weird personal connection with through my sister-in-law. And we had met because Megan became such a big fan of Boys Lie. So Julian is actually Jody's son. And we didn't know that Jody even had the Baldwin background or was from our area. Yeah.
Okay.
So kind of
it was honestly, it was written in the stars for us to meet her at some point.
Yeah.
We didn't go reaching out or
we weren't searching for
somebody.
I think that's even with the gifting. And I think that even with the people I had met at school where I was like, oh, can I get an address, whatever it is. My goal and yours as well and meeting new people was never oh, we need to do this to network. Networking, I hate that term because it just should happen as an ebb and flow of you just being a good human being and wanting to meet good people.
Yeah. Organically.
Yeah. And attracting that and being able to know where your boundaries lie with certain people. And I think no matter what, as you said, I think Jody would have ended up.
We would have ended up
somehow meeting us in the universe. But I think that in finding a mentor, it will happen naturally and it'll happen as someone that you naturally look up to, that you engage with.
Is Boys Lie still fully bootstrapped?
What did you say?
Are you fully bootstrapped? Do you guys have any investors?
Oh.
No. We're out of the block. So out of even owing money back to friends and family. So that's
amazing. Yeah. That's not something you're interested in doing?
I'm never going to say never.
Yeah. We've talked about it. It's not something that it's not something we're ever going to say no to. But I think for now,
Yeah. I mean, we've gotten also now, as of last year was our first year, we gotten offers as to somebody who wanted to buy us. So, we're never saying no to everything. Yeah, we're always open to a good meeting. We're always open to hearing people out.
Or you want to buy the company?
We're open to consideration for anything. But
it needs to be. And I think we both know what we want out of that, and it just needs to align perfectly.
And also that came on our plates
organically,
totally out of sight, out of mind, and it still isn't something. To this day, I'm we need to do this.
Right.
I'm in a rush to do this. If it happens and it's the right partner, they'll come along in the same way. When you meet the right people, you meet the right people and you engage with the right people, and it's not networking. You don't have that intention. It's, I'm a good person. I'm going to meet other good people.
Is the plan to sell the business one day?
I don't know.
Yeah.
For the right price.
Yeah, that's what we say. We always talk about this, and when we do talk about it, we're we don't know. But I think, like you said, it has to work in a way where we know for a fact that the DNA and the core of the brand won't change, because we can't do that to our customers, and that has to remain true to what we started.
That's a blessing and a curse within itself, right? Because we know that no matter what, even if we did sell the business, and it was a great partner last year who wanted to buy in as our first opportunity that came around the corner, no matter what, we know that we'd still have to be involved in the business heavily for the first few years of that. So it's also like, who do we want to actually work for now?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who do we want to be our boss?
Yeah. Your life would change so much.
It would change so much as a scary thought.
So like this is something that's very new to us. That was something that just, again, happened upon us last year, and we'll see, what comes of the next few years.
Yeah. If you got the big bucks, you can email us.
Hit me up. You know where to find me.
The price is right.
I want to go over the strategy or like the exact steps that you're following when you're launching new drops, when you're launching collections, because you guys are selling out. You're like, everything you do is so buzzy and hyped. And I want to know exactly what the process is.
So should I start with the wholesale?
That's what I was about to say. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when we did switch and we started doing wholesale, what we switched to was a pre-book model. So right now Tori's designing like fall 2026. Yes. And so we're basically showing these collections to Nordstrom, Revolve, all of our boutiques like way ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
So they're putting in their buys like half a year in advance. And so when we get those buys, we're actually able to look at the collection that Tori designed, see which pieces were really popular, see what wasn't, and kind of weed out the pieces that we know maybe won't be a fit for everybody. So that's kind of the start of how we start selling it. And it's like 6 to 7 to 8 months in advance.
Okay.
So we have that pre-book model essentially for wholesale. That'll give us some sort of shift with direct to consumer, where we can also say like, oh, for this next upcoming month, we're actually missing, a couple silhouettes that I feel like we can remove the ick and like add in a couple new judged pieces that might fit better for the aesthetic of what people are looking for at this time period. From there, we drop usually on Fridays, unless if it's a collaboration. We drop 11 months out of 12 months in a year.
Wow.
And we have around a little over 30 SKUs per drop. So it's a lot to design.
That's a lot.
Yeah. It's
and
a lot.
she wants to kill us sometimes. So we're like, we need more like core basic wholesale pieces. She's like, I'm going to kill you.
Well, no, I also like, it's like when somebody from wholesale is like, can you design this, this, and this? And I'm like,
But also I wanted to go back to the Friday drop. The reason we drop on Fridays is because that's normally people's payday. So we want to make sure that like
Fridays are so big. Fridays are so big, not only in retail, but in music as well. Everyone always drops at like midnight on the Thursday night for like Friday.
Hello, Taylor Swift.
Yes. But I think there's such a rhythm to our direct-to-consumer basis. I mean, we shoot at least 2 months in advance. Then you have the items on apparel. It's pitched out from press from there. Once you get your edits back. And it takes about 2.5 weeks for us to hint the product consistently, being that it is 30 SKUs. It's a lot to introduce, and you have to do it in a way that's kind of like a slower rollout. Then we gift probably a week and a half to 2 weeks before dropping. And the reason why is because if I'm sending to somebody that's like an Alex Earl, well, Alex gets packages every day. She gets hundreds of packages, in fact, every day. Whether that's brands like us, bigger scaled brands, or people who just randomly had acquired her address. So it's going to take her about 2.5 weeks to open.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
Sometimes it takes 4 weeks.
Right away.
Yeah. Sometimes it's literally delivered that day and it's on her body. And I'm like, I love you, Alex Girl. Thank you so much. But the reason why we space it out like that is because of the amount of packages that people receive for gifting. Unless if it's really specifically requested and they need it now.
Yeah. And also when we do initially put in our production order for that month that is dropping, we do also put in an order for the gifting. So we know that we have X, Y, and Z quantities to make sure that we can fulfill the gifting purpose. And that way we can still drop our direct-to-consumer and our wholesale, fulfill everybody. So if you are listening and you want to start a business, I would recommend doing it that way if you want to gift people.
Something that I've seen you doing a lot of that I'm curious about is collaborations. So obviously it's working because you keep doing them. What's the strategy there? And what's the payoff?
We've had ones that don't work.
Yeah.
So we've had some
Talk me
wins.
through what works and what doesn't work.
The thing is cancel culture is so real these days. And, people will witch hunt brands. They'll witch hunt influencers. So we've had a couple instances, where we were witch hunted after just announcing what we thought was a huge collaboration. And that's really hard because as a brand, you're like, I just thought this person was great, loved meeting them, thought they were good people, and then
we find out with the rest of the world something maybe that was said or what happened.
Right.
it's hard on us both because, you know, like we always are going to stick to what's true and best for our brand. We've had one collaboration that we had to end up canceling because it just didn't align with our values. And Tori and I took a long walk that day before we had to even announce it. And we talked for like an hour. You threw up.
Yeah, I literally, well, because at one point when you're bashed so hard, it was like, we never had the intention
scary.
of this being portrayed as something that it shouldn't be because of this person that had gotten canceled. And we're like, we were just trying to have like a great drop and like being on good momentum.
We didn't know that some things might have happened.
And then you have these people that will just swarm you with the most horrible things, hiding behind their screens, and you it makes you feel sick.
They assume the worst as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, you know, you're graced, again, that's part of failing. You're going to fail sometimes. Then you get graced with people that are like Megan Maroney, who I adore and admire so greatly. And she is so successful and she's on such a great trajectory. And those collaborations, I mean, Megan in the first not even 12 hours did around like 350 grand in sales.
Wow.
So, and the first collaboration before we had dropped
within like 5 minutes.
Not even, it was like
2
under
minutes.
60 seconds. We didn't realize that her inventory would move as quick as it did. It was insane. I mean, she's a monster in the best way.
It's just great when you do collaborate with somebody who feels organic and natural to the brand, because then you also absorb each other's audiences. So like you're both kind of growing in that sense.
And your audiences become these communities together.
Yeah.
Like that's the important piece of the collaboration.
Yeah.
The last thing I want to ask you both is for a quick resource recommendation. Something's been helping you as you've been building Boys Lie.
This is an expensive subscription, so I wouldn't go this route with subscribing to it. But if you go on Pinterest and you type up WGSN for fashion specifically, they have anything that's trending between colors to styles to full designs that you can expect to see in the following year. WGSN is like the most insane design and fashion platform I think that there is existing. I think the subscription is like $20K a year for just.
Yeah, we'll do the Pinterest option.
Yeah, the Pinterest option is way better. For perspective on video, there's a website called Eye Candy, and I think it has 3 N's in it. Don't do the normal Eye Candy. I think you'll be disappointed. But that's really great for like video perspective as to how to film something. And then I would definitely say like use the easiest platforms in like tech that you possibly can. So like Shopify has so many templates for websites that already work. And the reason why they have those templates is because they already work. They're already pre-existing, and use that to your benefit. You don't need to start from scratch. Leah and I started with blanks, and now we do everything cut and sew and custom knit. But like, you don't have to, you don't have to think too hard.
Yeah. I would say if like on the other side of things too, if you can afford it, like a really great ERP system is worth it. We just switched over to one this year. It's called Apparel Magic. If you are also selling wholesale, New Order is where all of our products are based for all of our wholesale customers. And our ERP system links directly to New Order and to Shopify. So all you do is load the product in there, and then it just literally
and our 3PL.
I love like a super tactical recommendation like that. That is so good.
Well, it's super helpful because like it does everything all at once for you. So it puts the products on Shopify, it puts the products on New Order, and it also connects to our 3PL, like she was saying. So it's a way to keep track of inventory. It's where you can store all of your base costs off your pricing, to keep track of sales. Like it is a really great investment if you can afford it. And there's some cheaper options too.
And I'd also say keep your team small, like at this rate. And I feel like technology just grows every single day. You don't need a huge team to make an impact.
Yeah, you need good people.
Yeah.
Smart people.
Thank you both so much for coming on Female Founder World. What an amazing
Thanks
story.
for having us. Oh my gosh, I'm so stoked.
It's incredible what you guys have built. I feel like people are going to get a lot out of seeing the behind the scenes of this.
I hope so.
Thank you. It was great speaking with you. And we're happy that we finally got to sit here with you.
I just wanted to end the show with a quick shout out to all of our paid Business Besties subscribers. For $12.99 a month, you get access to a weekly live call with mentors who we handpick from this podcast community. These are founders who have been on the show, experts and operators that are helping to build their businesses. And we want to give you access in a small group setting on live calls every single week so that you can get the mentorship and advice that you need to take your business to the next level. In addition to the live calls and the community, you also get access to a big database of workshop recordings, group coaching call recordings, templates, contact lists, and just all of the tools and resources that you need to make this business a success. Head to bestie.femalefounderworld.com or the link in the show notes to sign up now.